Okay, in this recording I'll talk about what they call in the literature the call and the put. But you have to understand that the literature and the books love to complicate stuff, because that's why all these books are made for, to teach you a higher upper language. And that's why you have to work very hard, because they will take great lengths to talk only fancy schmancy words and not explain it simple. And we are here to do just the opposite, meaning to say, just to say it in the language of a peasant, because we're all peasants and these old people are trying to hide, we're trying to be open. So we will say the story with a guy, his name is Jack, and then there's a guy named Jill. Jack owns a cow and Jill wants to buy the cow. So again, taking your head, the only thing that you have to know is there's two people here, Jack and Jill. They didn't go up the hill, just Jack wants to sell a cow for Jill. Now, Jill does not need a cow now. Why not? Because right now he's living in Brooklyn, and in Brooklyn they can't have cows. But he's planning to move to Vermont in 6 months from now, and then he wants to have a cow in his farm. So Jill wants to get the cow from Jack in 6 months. Here is what happens. Step number 2. Jill promises Jack to pay him $100 for this cow. Is it simple? It couldn't be more simple. And 6 months from now, he's paying $100 to get a cow. Now, if the prices of there's some kind of disease and the prices of cows go up very, very high, it means that Jill gained from this deal, because in 6 months from now the cows are going to be very expensive. But Jack must keep his promise. He promised to sell it for $100, not a penny more. So let's say you go now in the market, the cows are worth $150, $160, nothing doing. Jack must sell it for $100. That means that you can look at it this way, that Jill just gained $50. That's already talking fancy, but you can look at it that way. He saved himself $50. If it goes up more in price, if there's a crazy disease and each cow costs $200, he means he made $100. Because again, Jack must keep his promise. He promised to sell it not a dime more than $100. Let's talk the other scenario. How about if the price of cows goes down? It means that there was a very interesting thing, that the cows gave birth to, each cow gave birth to tens of calves, and there is a big abundance in cows all over the world. So cows only cost, and let's say it's June 1. I want to give it a date. June 1. That's when the cows. That's when the time is when he has to sell him the cow for $100. At that point in time, there's a lot of cows in the world. You go right now to a cow market in Vermont, you can get a cow for just $80. So it means he promised to pay $100. He must give him $100. He's gonna give him a cow, and obviously Jack is gonna win from this deal, because Jack he gets a cheap cow. He gives him some cheap cow that's only costs $80, and he's getting in return $100. So Jack must pay the $100 no matter what. I'm sorry, I think it's Jill. Jill is the one that's the one that's buying the cow. Jack is the owner, and Jill's the one that's buying the cow. Okay. This is number 1. I think it's very, very simple. Couldn't be more simple. Now, there's two other things that we can add to the story, just to you know, to squeeze it this way and that way and make all kinds of things that might happen. So a different scenario would be like this, that Jack is selling the cow, and if the first part would be the same, if the cow goes up in price, Jack must sell it for $100 no matter what. If it costs $110, $120, $130, Jack must sell this cow for $100. If it goes down in price, Jill does not need to buy the cow. So you're asking, why should Jack do the deal? The answer is because Jill is giving him a certain amount of money, so that offsets this thing. It means to say that he is actually losing money, but his loss is average. So he's losing that money that he's paying. Let's say he's paying $20. So let's say that the average loss is $20. In other words, the cows can be very cheap, so he lost a lot of money. The cows are going down in price to $20 a cow, he lost $80. If it goes down $1, it costs $99. So Jill lost $1. Because anytime the cows get cheap, it means he's wasting his money. So to average out this loss, he just gives $10. That's it. It's like an average of the losses. He gives us $10. Actually, it's also that it means that even if the cows cost $110, he still didn't make anything. So that's also a consideration. So in other words, the seller, even if it costs $110, he's not losing anything because he got $10 from him. So we have to look at it like it's an average, like an average from the whole scenario, that instead of making him lose a lot of money, I mean, I'm talking about Jill. Jill is losing an average. This loss of $10 is the average of his losses. His gain can be a lot. If it goes above 110, it can be a lot. It can be, but if it's less than 110, so he lost. If it's less than 100 or 90 or 80, he lost $10. If it's 110, then he didn't. Then again, if it's 110, then it means that he didn't make anything, he didn't lose anything, because he paid $10, and now he's getting for $100 something that's 110. So he paid $10, he got back his $10. If it's like $105, the cow, then he's $5 lost, because he paid $10 and he's only getting back $5. Obviously, it's better than losing $10. The point is, this deal is an average, basically. So, in order, Jill shouldn't have to lose too much. So, this is one way of doing things. That Jill is not ready to have such a huge difference in his loss. He wants to limit it to a certain amount. The other case scenario, this is the third case, would be very similar, just the other end of the game. So here's the Jack is the one that wants to limit. So Jack is the one that's saying, look, I'm not a tough guy. I'm very weak. I make from weak material. I can't stand when it's a big loss. I'm going to get a heart attack. So again, Jack's loss happens if the cow gets very expensive, right? So Jack says, I want to make something an average that I can only, if the cow gets very expensive, I just pay you money, that's it, forget about the cow. I pay you money, I'm ready to pay money. So what is the story? I'll tell you the story. The story goes like this. Jack tells for Jill, look, instead of Jill giving for Jack $10, Jack gives right away for Jill $10. He says, look, if I see it's getting scary, the cow is getting very expensive, and 6 months from now, just keep $10 and it's over. I just lost $10. I can handle that pressure of losing $10. If the cow goes down, okay, then then it's good for me. But no matter what happens, I cannot lose more than $10. It's like an average of trying to average out the loss of the seller, of the one that wants to give him the cow, Jack. Jack is the one here that's a scary cat. He wants to average out his losses. He says, I'm not going to lose more than $10. I can gain, obviously, if the cow goes down. If it costs $0, then I gain $90 because I gave you $10 and you give me back $100 because that's the price. They set up that he has to give him $100. So you give me $100 and actually I gave you already $10, so it's just like you gave me $90 and I got a cow, let's say for $0. Yeah, I found a cow on the street. So basically it means that I made $90. So I'm going to be happy with that. Jill is also happy because Jill gets $10 right away. So he's he can't make so much money if the cow goes up, but at least he for sure got so all these things are mathematically correct because again it's just the average. So it's the average that if he gets the $10 on the spot and you figure out what will happen if the cows go down, so it's like he's breaking even. If the cows go up, he made $10, he go down, he can lose. So if you take all the scenarios, then it is probability that each one should make $0. That's the concept of this whole thing that we're trying to make, that according to probability wise nobody should make money. It's just somebody's going to be lucky here. That's the idea of the whole subject of making money. If you don't understand it by now, then you better try and start understanding it. The idea is the lucky one makes the money. That's it, what it is. It's just luck. Don't think anything otherwise. Just luck. Luck, 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 luck. Just like a dice. It's just not a dice. It happens. G-O-D. Hashem makes things happen in the world. He makes cows being born fast or die fast. And according to that, everything else. This is the end of this video. I hope you appreciate it.